Hello there, Talkin fight fans. Welcome to the Boxing News Today show. We're going to go around the world on this particular episode, starting off with news out of the IBF. They've ordered their light welterweight champion, Subriel Matias, to defend against the unbeaten knockout artist, Shohjahon Ergashev. Ergashev's sporting a 23-0, 20 knockout record. And he's in his prime, 31 years old, Uzbek native, and would be quite a step up for Matias, who was originally going to fight Sergey Lipinets. Now, the reason this is interesting is because Matias had thought he was going to be able to fight Regis Progress after Progress fought Zorilla, but Zorilla didn't exactly give he wasn't an easy takedown. Let's put it that way. So the point of the matter is it's highly unlikely that Eddie Hearn's Matchroom is going to put Progress in the ring against Matias, which now means Matias is looking for a new opponent. And that new opponent, after his crushing victory over Jeremiah Ponce, as you might remember, back in Minneapolis. It looks like that opponent is going to be the unbeaten Ergashev out of Uzbekistan. Anyway, so I just thought I'd start off today's show with a bit of news other than out of the heavyweight division, which we will get to in a moment, but also following up on other boxing news. Let's see, we've got Granite Chin with some news. Newly crowned United States Boxing Federation champ, Julian Black Dragon Baptiste, out of he's 5-3, 2 knockouts, and the Massachusetts title holder James Jones 3-1 with 3 knockouts. Both believe 2 title belts are better than 1. Baptiste versus Jones will be an 8-round co-featured event on the next August 11th to August 12th rain delay at Veterans Memorial Showcase Pro-Am card presented by Granite Chin Promotions for their aforementioned middleweight titles. The outdoor show will be held at Veterans Memorial Stadium in Quincy, Massachusetts for the benefit of Operation Homefront. Good for Chris Trieti and the boys for making this happen. This fight makes too much sense for both guys, said Trieti. Both are looking to establish themselves as the best middleweight in Massachusetts, and after August 11th, one of them will be able to say that. It will be such a contrast in styles, which typically leads to an action-packed fight. Baptiste is out of Woburn and Pittsfield Jones both believe that the winner will move on to fight outside New England in the near future. I'm pretty sure they will indeed. Looking good for Granite Chin. Also on that card, you might see former New England welterweight champ Mike Badman Ohan, who's been featured on Talkin Fight before. 18-2, 9 knockouts. Fighting out of Holbrook, takes on Haverhill's Harry the Hitman Gigliotti, 9-4, 3 knockouts. And he's the reigning ABF Atlantic Super Lightweight title holder in an 8-round contest. It's a non-title main event, though, in an old-fashioned all-Bay State showdown. Good stuff. And Chris says that the undercard will soon be announced and will let us know shortly. All right. Moving along, let's have a quick look here. It's happening down in Mexico, yes. Former WBC light flyweight champ Pedro Pedrin Guevara, 40-3, 22 knockouts. Now competing at the super flyweight division, scored a one-sided 10-round unanimous decision over Miguel Herrera, 22-6-5 with 8 knockouts. And that was held earlier this week at the Centro de Eventos Figlosase in Culiacan, Mexico. Guevara landed cleanly and often en route to 100 to 93 times at the judges' level. Guevara hasn't lost since 2017, winning 10 consecutive fights. So some good news out of Mexico. All right. As promised, let's move along to the heavyweight division and see what's happening. Anthony Joshua's rematch with Dillian Whyte is back on track after Joshua removes request for a rematch clause. So those talks have resumed, and hopefully that bout will take place at the O2 on August 12th. Speaking of rematches, it looks like Joe Joyce is going to re-enter the ring and rematch Zhao Zhang on September 23rd, a month following Anthony Joshua's entering the ring, following Joe Joyce's first professional defeat, by the way. and he's hoping to gain a revenge and reclaim his position at the top end of the heavyweight division when he goes into an immediate rematch against Zhang on September 23rd at the Wembley Arena. As we all know, Zhang upset Joyce when he stopped the Londoner in April. Gave him a right battering. That was his first defeat. The Londoner was taking punishment for damage to his eye. Ultimately saw the big southpaw stop inside of 6 rounds. For the English, it was a shock to see Joyce, who had looked so formidable previously in his career, halted in that manner. But the Chinese veteran and Olympic silver medalist like Joyce used his size, power, and sharp southpaw punching to handle the Briton in some style. So Joyce lost the WBO interim heavyweight title to Zhang in that defeat, as looking to restore his momentum by forcing this immediate rematch. Joyce said, "I'm coming back to take what's mine. September 23rd, I'm leaving everything in that ring. No compromises. No underestimating my opponent this time. Nothing but a win." Let's move along to see what Tyson Fury's up to. Tyson Fury versus Alexander Usyk, as we know, is dead and will not happen in 2023. Fury's UK co-promoter, Frank Warren, has confirmed that. The much-anticipated undisputed heavyweight world title fight previously collapsed for a proposed April 29th date in the UK, and now planned to stage it in Saudi Arabia in December has also fallen apart. Saudi Skill Challenge Entertainment said they intended to table huge offers for Fury versus Usyk and Anthony Joshua versus Deontay Wilder to take place in December. However, these offers are yet to arrive, and so Fury is heading in a different direction. And said Frank Warren, "I'm hoping we'll have an announcement in the next week or so. We've pretty much done what we want to be doing, but we're not in a position to make the announcement. His fight's done. We can't hang around. He will not be fighting on the Skills Challenge show in December because they're talking about their show now being postponed until January." I think their head of boxing, Amir Abdullah, said they'll be moving it to the first quarter of 2024. That's up to them. Prince Khalid is a fantastic person. I really like him. But in the meantime, we have to move on, and we're going to announce something soon. Warren continued, "Tyson really wants to fight, and we've got to make it happen. We have to make things happen. We can't wait for people to make things happen for us. We tried to make it happen 3 times already this year with Usyk. Contrary to all the social media crap, he didn't want it. If he'd have wanted it, the fight would have taken place. What he wants to do is wait, and he thinks he's going to get his $70 million in Saudi." And I understand that, he says. I absolutely get that. But stop the nonsense. That's the fight that's not happening because of Tyson. Warren then teased Fury's next fight further, saying it will be a game changer. He said it'll be a game changer in a couple of weeks' time. It'll be a massive game changer. It's going to be interesting to see the fallout from it. You'll find out in a couple of weeks, I guarantee you. You'll say to me in a couple of weeks, "That's a game changer." All right, enough of those two. All right, let's move along to PBC, see where that after their deal with Canelo. Canelo versus Jermell Charlo, expected for September. Let's have a quick look here. Following Canelo Alvarez's announcement that he signed with PBC, it's reported he's now going to fight Jermall Charlo on September 16th. Canelo has a 59-2-2 record, 39 knockouts. And there were some other rumors circulating who he might fight, but that's not going to happen. Looks like it is going to be with that PBC deal done. He's going to see Jermall Charlo in the ring. Charlo, 32-0, by the way, 22 knockouts. But he's just passed 2 full years of inactivity. So we'll see who's ready for that one. Alrighty, let's have a quick look here. Oh, yes. For my last story of the day, one of the most confusing stories I've ever read, and I have to relate it to you because it is just simply fascinating. It was a fight that took place over in Japan and is now being investigated by the Japan Boxing Commission. And it's with respect to 2 Nigerian fighters who both got knocked out in their first respective rounds. So the story goes this. A pair of Nigerian boxers knocked out in their first round of their respective non-title bouts with fellow Nigerians in May in Sapporo, in Japan's northernmost prefecture of Hokkaido, appeared to be different persons from the ones originally expected. And that's according to the Japan's Boxing Commission, just very recently. The 37-year-old Samuel Moses was knocked out by top-ranked Japanese featherweight Ridwan Oyakola of Okinawa's Harinaka Boxing School Gym in the first round in a scheduled 8-round super featherweight non-title bout back on May 14th. While his stablemate Kazim Lawal, 34 years old, was also decked in the opening round by J.J. Ologun, 23 years old, in a scheduled middleweight 4-rounder. The two knocked out Nigerians were said to be brought to Japan through Bobby Ologun, a once popular Nigerian-born television personality in Japan, currently serving as the manager of the Hiranaka Gym. But they are strongly suspected of being different people. J.J. Ologun is the 55-year-old Bobby Ologun's son, and accompanying Nigerian trainer is also suspected of being a different person, according to the sources. So JBC, as a Japanese boxing commission, will hold an executive committee meeting at the end of this month by having the gym's head, Nobuaki Hiranaka, a former World Boxing Association super lightweight champ, and other persons concerned to further investigate the veracity of this peculiar case. And there you have it, boxing fans around the world. We need more heavyweight fights in boxing. Absolutely. Well, we've got Jared, the real big baby Anderson, coming up shortly against Charles Martin. That should be a really good fight to see. And I hope that Jared Anderson comes out on top, which would make him, I believe, 15-0. And we've got a couple of other heavyweights, I guess, in the being negotiated, aside from the Tyson Furies, aside from the Oscar anti-Joshuas. We do have Andy Ruiz and Deontay Wilder in the mix. But there are some other good heavyweights in America that are fighting, I will say, practically under the radar. Jared Anderson should use this punch to knock out Charles Martin. I concur. I liked Charles Martin, but I think Jared Anderson is the next Mike Tyson, and he's going to steamroll over his British opponents when he finally gets to face them, hopefully as early as later this year, but certainly in 2024. I know he's friends with Tyson Fury, and he doesn't really want to fight Tyson Fury, and that all depends on what Fury's going to do next, quite frankly. That's my opinion. And I want to thank you for joining me today here on Talkin' Fight. Remember to subscribe. What happened to Meehan from Australia? Good question. Quickly Google him for me before I sign off here. Thanks for joining me. Appreciate it, Adari. So there are plenty of heavyweight boxers from around the world that we look forward to seeing knock off the top 5 that currently exist in the rankings in the heavyweight division as we know it. I hope Zhilei Zhang beats Joe Joyce again. And let's have a quick look here. My producer's telling me Willis Pele, the Hitman Meehan, is an Australian professional boxer. He previously played professional rugby, and it doesn't say when he's going to be fighting next, if he's going to be fighting next. But there's your up. Oh, wait. His first pro career was playing rugby and played for Sydney Roosters in the National Rugby League. As an amateur during the teens, Willis shown promising boxing talent. He won the Australian super heavyweight title at the age of 17. Wow. Willis was almost made it to the Commonwealth Games. Holy cow, this story keeps on going. Willis is currently enjoying massive success with his young pro boxing career since his debut in 2014. The Southpaw hasn't lost a single match, has beaten 9 opponents in a row. Wow, 7 via way of knockout. In July of 2018, Willis won his first title versus Jonasa Kavika and bagged the vacant WBF Australasian heavyweight title. So there you go. Some big heavyweights down under who are currently fighting. Oh, as you say, Daria Jackson Murray is a very good heavyweight prospect from Australia. I mean, Willis Meechan from Australia. Yes, that's who I was just reporting on. Willis Meechan versus James Singh. Wow. So there you go. So you know the scene quite well. And as I've been saying since day one, there are heavyweights around the world, not just those top 5 that we're constantly talking about or hearing from with respect to either Eddie Hearn or Bob Arum. And I like to speak of many other heavyweights from around the world on a daily basis to ensure boxing fans that they're not being left out and that there are other names to consider other than those top 5. All right. Thanks for joining me. Appreciate it. Remember to like, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and we'll see you later on at 4 p.m. when I join Mike Gore for his show, Knuckle Up. Thanks for the notes, by the way.